lifelong obsession with Japanese culture. Just 1 month before my 40th birthday, I finally made the trip to the land of the rising sun.
Here comes Speed Racer. Julenja, Julenja, Julenja.
Saturday mornings on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's Japanese animation in the raw. Let me show you how it's done!
I touched down in Japan very early in the morning. Like, earlier than expected. Tokyo was overcast. It was ominous. The city was dead. Maybe like that lady. My brother and his girlfriend weren't arriving until 3 p.m. I had roughly a 12-hour day to kill. Couldn't check in at the hotel, so I dropped off my bags and I scoped the scenery. The hotel was posh. It was trendy. Had weird art, like this. I decided to hop in a cab and head to a fish market. Early in the morning was the best time to go because I heard you beat all the crowds. This robot was my guide. I waited in line for roughly 2.5 hours, but it was worth the wait. The sushi was absolutely bomb. I decided to walk home to kill some time, and I was quickly reminded that Japan is an island nation. There's birds flying, there's nature everywhere, a strange collision of old, new, brand new buildings, ancient architecture, super Japanese looking signage. Also, it was 98 degrees with about 100% humidity, and I was soaked with sweat, but the natives didn't seem to mind. They were wearing pants and stuff like that, long sleeves. On my walk back, I stopped at a market. I wanted to compare it to American supermarkets. It was pretty similar, except for this steak. Couldn't buy any steak because I had nowhere to cook it, so I continued on my journey and headed towards the center of the city. I stumbled upon a giant ancient temple, just out of nowhere. It was awesome. You got to see this crazy collision again. Nature, the old world, the new world, all stacked on top of each other. And here's a very artistic shot of birds flying. You're welcome. I love Japanese professional wrestling, like WWE style stuff. This is one of my favorite wrestlers, Jushin Liger, just lighting people up at the Tokyo Dome. And here I am, right outside of it. I was able to secure a ticket to a sold-out show. I had to sprint to get there because my ticket arrived late, but I made it. Once again, soaked with sweat, ready to see Marufuji versus the world-famous Will Ospreay. A dream match in a dream location. The match was awesome. Excellent finish, 2 world-class athletes, a legend and an up-and-coming great, having it out in the ring. I couldn't believe I was there. I'm at Karuken Hall. It's Marufuji's 25th wrestling anniversary. I was sitting behind the great Muda. Wait a second. Is that me? Oh, is that me talking about new homie? Look at me. I'm just rambling on. Maybe he understands me. What? Did we notice ourselves on camera? Oh, we did? Oh, we had a good laugh about that. Oh, man, that was fun. Look at that. We were cracking each other up. No, but in all seriousness, I had to take it in. The world-famous Karuken Hall. Couldn't believe I was here. Combat sports venue mecca. Boxing, pro wrestling. Oh, excuse me. What? I have to And this is where they asked me to leave. I was the only one they asked to leave. I don't know, maybe I was a bit too distracting. My brother Blaze and Kate arrived. After they settled in, we decided to do some sightseeing, checked out a temple, and then started hoofing it through the city. We ended up at a fish market, and this was more live than the fish market I went to already. No robots. Had a great meal, and then my sister got in. The trip was officially in full effect. Started out at a Pokemon Center, which basically had every Pokemon plushie you can imagine. My brother was in heaven. Look at him scoping all the Pikachus. There was Halloween-themed Pokemon. There was just regular old Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemans in this cut. Stopped by a One Piece store with a full-size Luffy display and a Kamen Rider setup that had props and memorabilia and action figures. It was known as the Masked Rider in the States. Bunch of giant robot toys. Then I finally got to explore the Tamashii Nation store. Tamashii Nation is one of my favorite toy developers in the world. An awesome collection of Gundam on display. I was nerding out. It was crazy. Like, even this street looks like an action figure or like a toy set. Harajuku is probably one of my favorite places in all of Tokyo. It's quirky and eclectic with great food and shopping. It's a great place to get a big burst of Japanese culture. Elena and Blaze both wanted to get a tattoo at world-renowned Three Tides Tattoo Parlor. The place definitely had a vibe. Everyone there was super chill, and they fit Elena in without an appointment. They also let me document everything. They were taking their shirts off and showing off the tattoo work they did. It was really impressive. Oh, all done by him? Nice. My sister's piece wasn't complicated, but the font size was tiny and super thin. The artist made quick work of it. In, out, hello, goodbye, get your shoes off my table, lady. And then Blaze got a machinima tattooed on his chest in honor of my day's work in there, so I was really flattered. Oh, it's time for more pro wrestling nonsense. Just when you thought I was done with it. Nope. This store was super dope. It lived up to the hype. It had posters of books, DVDs, old handprints. Look at these. Old posters for events from years ago. Every mask you could ever imagine. A whole legacy of championship belts. So many masks. Ultimo Dragon, Hayabusa. You know I had to throw the strap on. Next stop was Shinjuku. I was back on my bullshit and had a wrestling show to check out that night, but I wanted to see the sights. This girl and her friends thought they were so funny. Watch, she throws up a peace sign. That is the widest peace sign I ever seen. Yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball. Gotcha! Now there's a new homie grabbing a smoke break. The sights were seen, so I made my way over to the wrestling venue. It's situated on the 7th floor of the building. The first floor is an arcade. It's called Shinjuku Face, and I was there to see a GLEAT wrestling show. They had a DJ spinning, and they definitely leaned into the nightlife aesthetic. No rest for the weary. We were back at it bright and early, whipping through the countryside on the bullet train. Welcome to Kyoto. This really was the most surreal part of our trip. The scenery was jaw-dropping. Elena rang every bell she saw. The bamboo forest went on for what looked like miles, and it was so tall and thick that it blocked out the sun. This market had an amazing variety of food that I would absolutely never eat, ever. But it was an awesome cultural experience. There was a temple at the end of the market. It had a bowl to rub for good luck and a bell for my sister to ring. It was really something to see how well they preserved the historic sites, even if it was nestled at the end of a bustling marketplace. Time was running out and we still had more sights to see. We headed over to the Golden Palace, which is indeed golden and situated in the middle of a lake, surrounded by bonsai trees, covered in what looks to be gold leaf. I met this couple who asked me to take a Polaroid of them. Turned out super cute. We ended our time in Kyoto at a rock garden. You were immediately transported back to Edo, Japan. Only one day left in Japan, and I had to go to an All Japan Pro Wrestling show. I know, I went to a lot of wrestling shows. It was a great show that highlighted the talents of new and old wrestlers alike. At one point in time, this was the biggest organization in Japan, ran by Giant Baba and headlined by the legendary Mitsuharu Misawa. That was the dude in the green tights from the beginning of the documentary. Let's recap.